Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome back to round 9 of the F223 Ollie Bearman career mode. Yes, we're back today once again here at Silverstone for the feature race. If you missed out on the sprint that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking it out. But yeah, still 18 points away from our championship leader Brad Benavides, but with him and Amory Cordeal well down the order, if we can have a good feature race today, there could be some big opportunity at points. Get yourself subscribed if you're new, and let's do this thing.
And hello to everyone joining us here in Silverstone this weekend as the drivers make their final preparations for today's race. The grid is forming up and we're getting ready for what promises to be a real spectacle. 5 miles out from Tosa, this icon of British motorsport heritage comprises 18 corners over 3.6 miles of circuit. Silverstone has been through several changes over its lifetime, with the start line now leading into Abbey, a fast right-hander for turn 1. But still there, of course, is the circuit's most famous and iconic sequence of corners, starting at Maggots, turn 10. Here are the starting positions for today's race. Frederik Vesti lines up on pole position, with Dennis Hauger alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Martins, De Ruvela, Teo Porcher, Maloney, Verschoor, Novalak, Miney, Jack Doohan, Bearman, Leclerc, Enzo Fittipaldi, Jack Crawford, and Boschong, Hajar, Kawasa, Amory Cordeal, Correa, Stanek, Nissani, and Brad Benavides completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Alongside me today, I'm delighted to welcome back to the commentary box the 2012 GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. There looks to be a challenging race ahead of the drivers today, Davide. With that in mind, what are you looking out for today?
Well, Alex, I want to see how the drivers at the back of the grid are going to roll down. They'll need to make an impact in the early stages, and they're probably hoping for a bit of luck at the start. We may see some bold maneuvers out there today.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, here we are then, trackside for the feature race here from Silverstone, and I think that's the first time ever the game is going to allow me to start on our hard compound tyres that we used yesterday. But yeah, really struggled for front end rotation in the sprint, so going to up the front wing by sensibly as much as I think I can get away with without making the balance of the car too aggressive towards the rear. But yeah, 15 more laps ahead of us, and this one now is going to be very interesting. Of course, got those 2 sets of softs, so might be able to try and do half and half on the pair of them here. But yeah, who really knows as to what is going to go down. No chance of rain. It is sunny skies all afternoon, and looks like everyone is going to be on their wreck set of hards there. 5 red lights. It's going to be lights out, and away we go. Well, not if you're Clement Novalak and Richard Verschoor. They're a really bad start by the Van Amersfoort and the Trident as we make our way in through turn 1. My goal at the start is just try and make up places as early as we can here, but we've got a bit of a lifeline over a lot of other drivers, of course. Remember, Fred Vesti had that puncture in the sprint race yesterday. I don't know, actually. Will Fred Vesti even be able to finish this race? Because, of course, he destroyed his set of the hard compound tyres there as we try and look around the outside of Zane Maloney out onto the Wellington Straight. He's had to start, I believe, this race on the set of the soft, so he's absolutely bolting off into the distance. Another one that might be able to do that is Roman Stanek, who also had to pit. But yeah, this now really opens up a very interesting dilemma for Fred Vesti, because effectively he's got no sets of hard compound tyres, no 4 tyres ready for this race. So I've got no idea as to what is going to happen to my teammate. What we do know, on the other hand, though, is starting on pole and having a fresh set of softs against everyone else's destroyed hards. It's going to mean that he's going to be streaking off into the distance on lap 1, but of course does also allow me clear passage into the pit lane then. So unless every car in front of me decides to box, which there's a couple that won't be able to, MP Motorsport, for example, could be in real trouble here. But yeah, Fred Vesti then can already see on the mini-map streaking off into the distance by the end of lap 1. definitely feel a little bit more oversteer in the car. As you can see, about half of us are going to have to peel into the pit lane. But again, how stupid does this look inside this game now as we get the car slowed down? Fred Vesti, I believe, has already got over a 5-second lead over anyone else there. So, mental scenes at the start of the British Grand Prix. Oh, no, I forgot, obviously, Prema, we're the first team in the box, so we might get slowed down here quite a bit. Looks like we might actually be okay as we're already at the rear of the field. Go, 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 thank you. So let's see if we've lost or gained anything. I think we're a little bit closer to Kushmini there, but I don't think there's been many drivers that have swapped around. Richard Verschaw, no, actually, I think he was still in front of us, wasn't he? So, yeah, we should obviously get a big jump on all those cars that might stay out for a second lap, which is obviously really ideal. But yeah, I've got no idea what Fred's going to be able to do here. He might well get disqualified in this GP. There we go. All those other drivers, as you would expect, into the pit lane then. Roman Stanek, though. Not too sure where he is, actually. But he must have boxed. Oh! That's definitely not the line at the final corner there. Big oversteer moment, as now Enzo Fittipaldi, of course, one of our other championship rivals, will say thank you very much. As we make our way out of the pit lane, though, getting the switch on him. We're going to be 3 wide with Jack Doohan as well. Oh, that was close as Jack Doohan then going to try and get back down the inside. At turn 3, we're still 3 wide there for a moment, but somehow we make it through on the middle. So, despite, yeah, us thinking we might have a really good undercut here on quite a few cars, actually looks like they've done alright, and we're still in P8. Oh, I don't hear that very often inside F123, especially on just lap 4. Fred Vesti already, yeah, 40-second lead over myself. Like I've said, the F2 shenanigans are very frustrating. And I understand why it's been sort of the reason a lot of people, you know, kind of been completely switched off by, you know, Formula 2 inside this game. Because, obviously, if anyone gets an engine failure in the first race of the weekend, they're basically guaranteed to win the second one, which is really stupid. Unless you get a perfectly timed safety car. You know, I'm going to finish this series, but, again, it's just how on earth this got overlooked by EA. Was not a single practice race run before this car was launched.
Yellow flag.
Oh, yellow's out. Someone's got issues up in front. I believe that might be Dennis Hauger. Of course, had that massive spin yesterday in the sprint race. And yep, that is going to be an engine failure for the Hauger. So he's going to be out. We're going to be able to P7. Be a fantastic time for a safety car, all things considered. But again, don't believe we're going to get one. Got more yellows. Someone else now potentially with issues in this GP. It's a car behind me by the looks of it. I think that's Ralph Boschon falling to the wayside. No, Isaac Hajar, sorry. We're really just trying to rack up the laps at the moment. Looks like Porcher and Kushmini in front are having a little bit of a battle. But yeah, seems to be a bit of a similar story to yesterday. Don't feel like we're struggling as much with the setup, but we just have not quite got enough to match the AI around here. Really odd how we had the pace in qualifying, but absolutely just don't in the race. But yeah, Fred Vesti, of course, still in the lead of the GP, has not pit. We're planning on boxing at the end of next lap. Maybe if it just allows us a small undercut on the AI. But yeah, Porcher and Miney, though, starting to battle in front, so it is giving us the potential to start closing down that gap. Yep, tyre warning light has flashed up as well. Now is definitely the time to be thinking about it. Oh no! I completely forgot about Fred. Well, Fred Vesti then definitely can go more than the half distance on a set of the soft tyres, as you would expect. But yeah, surely he's not going to use the mandated tyre strategy here. Will he just be let off because he hasn't got a set of hards? I don't really know. But yeah, this is all getting very, very peculiar. And obviously we'll only really find out at the end of the race. A couple of other cars into the pit lane then, including Kushmini and Richard Verschaw. Got to make sure 37 miles an hour there, so fairly calm and collected on pit lane entry. But luckily for me, Fittipaldi looks to have dived into the pits as well. So yeah, there's a possibility here that we might not get undercut, because of course we're just trying to pick up as many points as we can. Again, though, are we going to potentially lose out to other cars diving in? No, we're not.
Right, let's go. Come on. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one.
4-second stop I can be pretty happy with. Oh, that's Kushmani. I got worried then that someone had jumped us in the pit lane, which I was going to be very, very upset by. We might have actually made a little bit of ground on Enzo Fittipaldi here as we make our way out of the pits.
See these tyres through to the end now.
Looks like we have. So we've done pretty well there against Fittipaldi. And now we just got to get these tyres to the end of the race. The only other thing I've just thought of with Fred, obviously he did like 5 laps on the soft tyres yesterday. So those tyres are going to be absolutely wrecked by the end of this thing if he wants to take it to the end of the GP. Fred Vesti here, I just don't see a way in which he isn't screwed or is going to win. He's either going to win this by 30 seconds, get disqualified, or get completely screwed. There's no kind of middle ground. Well, pretty much everyone else then peeling back into the pit lane. Don't think we're really going to undercut anyone, but you never know. We'll try and hold out some hope. Let's make our way back out of the pit lane. But I can't remember. I think we were 7th, weren't we? So I don't think we've gained anything. But Kushmini, that gap is coming down. Well, just a handful of laps to go then of this GP. Fred Vesti is definitely on some worn-out tyres already. That gap is coming down. But yeah, we're just desperate to try and hang on to Kushmini at the moment. That gap isn't really going up, but it's also not coming down the way I'd want it to be. Oh no, there's Fred in. Fred Vesti back into the pit lane then, so he's taken those tyres as far as they can go. But his hards have got a puncture on him. What is going to happen to Fred Vesti late on in the day here? We might be able to undercut him, looking at the way things are going. But is Fred Vesti about to get completely screwed out of what looked like a dominant victory here at Silverstone? Could desperately do with it to help his championship after a brilliant pole position on Friday night there as we make our way out of the final corner. See him now. He's on softs again. What soft tyres is he on though? Has he gone back on the first set? We are out ahead of him. So we're up to P6 then, which does wonders for our championship. But poor Fred Vesti, he is in big trouble. Oh, a little bit of a lock up there. I was worried that Jack Doohan was going to get to me, and he has because of it. Try and defend the inside line. Looks like we could be on for a 3-lap defense just like we had to do yesterday. But yeah, I was hoping we could try and get dragged along to Kushmini. Maybe if I let Doohan by, he can give me the slipstream in the DRS. Well, I don't think, yeah, 2 laps. We won't get to Kushmini in that time. I think we've just got to try and get the elbows out with Jack Doohan then, as through Maggots and Beckett's we go once more. We're really trying to rotate the car over the inside of the curbing. Just allows you to carry that little bit more speed. Open up the width as well. There's a little bit of wobble. Oh, on the exit. Did not know that bump was there, as that's going to give Doohan a golden opportunity. So try and break the toe down the inside. The Australian will go. Can we hook it up all the way around the outside of him? He's going to try and give me a bit of a squeeze. Obviously, we had some fantastic battles with Fittipaldi yesterday. Will we get the same today as down the inside will go? He'll keep the nose there. We'll try and pinch him, though. And we will hang on around the outside for now, with a few big kicks of oversteer in the process. Here comes Jack Doohan again then, down the inside on the run back down towards turn 1. We'll try and get the car in front. But again, we will just hook it up the long way. Going defensive down the back straight. As Jack Doohan there. Again, the long way around. This time around, yeah, we're not going to allow that as tyre warning light already on. So he's on definitely fresher tyres than I am. Here we go. Just over 1 more lap to go. This time around, Jack Doohan looks to the outside of me. So make our way down the end of the Hangar Straight. So many iconic battles have been held around basically every corner of this circuit. Again, he looks for it down the inside, but won't make it happen. 1 more lap to try and hang on here. I've got no idea. I think Fred Vesti. Fred's in again. No, Fred Vesti. Yeah, it's all gone bad. It has all gone bad for my teammate. We might now see him get disqualified. So here we go. Oh, Doohan. Whoa, big move to the inside. Big move there from Jack Doohan. Tried to send it down the inside at turn 1. But again, won't quite make it happen. So we're just trying to hang on now through the first few corners. This is getting very, very scary there. Fittipaldi, of course, our big championship rival, who also has an opportunity to elevate himself up the order today. It looks like it's going to be myself versus the Brazilian again on this final lap there, as Jack Doohan just dropping down and into P3, but having to get the elbows out, having to be smooth on the steering and careful on the throttle. And there we go. Vesti's been disqualified. Nothing he could do about it. And our teammate, well, he's been sent to the Shadow Realm on the final lap here from Silverstone. That is a heartbreaking way to end his weekend. But yeah, just trying to survive now. Hopefully bring home some points for Prema. Don't even tell me he's disqualified. They just tell me he's out of it. Need to get a good run down this back straight. That's the goal as we wind our way through. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go. Open up the width. No, I've double shifted. Ugh. Where am I going now? Fittipaldi will say thank you very much. In the process, here comes Jack Doohan as well as Arthur Leclerc. Potentially on for his first points of the season. We go 3 wide down the end of the back straight there. Gian Daruvula is going to take the win. And we have just thrown it away to Enzo Fittipaldi there. P7 is not a bad score, all things considered. But it could have been a couple of extra points. Could that come back to haunt us by the end of the season?
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
A hard-fought win today then, after a very difficult race. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be MP Motorsport picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Gian Daruvalla. That was a quality drive from start to finish. He can be proud of that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from ART this time out, and they improved their position in the championship. There will be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you'll join us at the next race when Formula 2 returns.
Well, there we are then. It is Gian Daruvula who takes the win here in the feature race, making it a double Indian victory this weekend there. Fantastic job by the MP Motorsport driver from 6th on the grid to beat out both of those ART cars come the finish line there. You can see Porcher there, really good recovery drive by him, had some fantastic pace ahead of Vachor and Kushmini there. Fittipaldi 13th to 6th, absolutely my driver of the day there, and just snatched it from me right at the end of the event there. And Arthur Leclerc gets his first points of the campaign. That must also be commended. But it does mean now, yeah, Gian Daruvalla, I'd not factored him into the championship fight at the moment, but there are now 5 cars covered by just 13 points as we head into the final 5 weekends of the season there. Richard Vachor and Victor Martins, as well as, yeah, really Teo Porcher, cannot be discounted either. There is still a lot to be decided in the second half of this campaign. However, I think we're starting to accept the fate that Prema likely are not going to be in the championship fight this season. I wanted to have a bit of a look further down. I believe, yes, it's now just Boschong and Stanek who are yet to score points this season as well there. But a massive thank you to everyone for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we'll be back very, very soon when Formula 2 returns. I believe next time out will be at the Hungaroring. A massive thank you to all of my YouTube members and my Patreon supporters for their continued donations to help my work. These things go much further than I think a lot of you ever realise and allow me to continue making content full-time here on YouTube. So if you want to support me from as little as £1 a month and be featured on all of these end clips, either click the join button next to the subscribe or head over to my Patreon. There's a link down in the description.